You know what absolutely blows me? The men that I have in my comments telling me nobody wants me because I'm fat. I hate to break it to you, baby, but guess what? The men out here love the fat bitches.
Alright, you guys, I came to Sergio's job because I miss him so much. Just kidding.
깨비승. 와. 오빠리가 또 이런. 오. 와. 너 원래 이렇게 운동하니?
스트레치 이렇게 해요.
아, 스트레칭 해? Yeah!
What's going on, guys? It's Progress and we're back again with another video. So Progress is on point. Remember to get into the description, right? You can join the Discord and there's an active mgtow and black pill space. I want you guys in there. It's free. Join, please. And the Patreon, where there's exclusive content. I just posted my first ever video that I ever made, and there's more of those first ever videos to come. And there's so much more that I talk about there that can be shown on the that cannot be shown on YouTube, but is shown on the internet, and is very, very deep and dark. That's why it's called the dark side. Remember to check the description out. You can donate if you wish. Any amount is appreciated. Let's get into this, right? So let's talk about the logical way of marriage, right? So if you just think about it logically, right, you'll sit there and you'll be like, marriage. So it's when two people come together, and I've seen it in Vegas that they can get married very quickly. And obviously I do my research, right? You know what I'm saying? I look at the laws and whatnot, and guys now are waiting for the laws to get changed, which they're never going to change, by the way. Marriage is a business. Now, what have I told you guys before? My teacher one time, who loves preaching about love, by the way, she's an English teacher, but she herself said to the class that marriage is not for love. She said it's for business. Marriage is a business, and the courts use it as a business. They weaponize the kids, they weaponize your assets, they weaponize everything. Now think about it logically. 43% or 42% here in the UK, and if you're in the US, it's about 50%, end in divorce of those marriages. Now, then you have to factor in people staying for the kids and people staying because they don't want to go through the courts. Those are conservative people. At that point, we're at flipping everyone, because everyone's conservative. Here in the UK, everyone votes conservative. There, over in the US, everyone votes conservative, right? Everyone has those values and beliefs, because the courts are corrupt, and that's why people don't want to go through them, because they understand it's very contentious. It's nothing linked with any sorts of belief that they have where there's any fairness, because there's no fairness in the courts. And they also take your kids and they can weaponize them against you. And what people don't know is, with child support, 93% of men in the UK pay child support, and in America it's about, I think, 80 something percent. So it's very, very high. But obviously you have to factor in that the US, for you, my US audience, shout out to you guys. Remember to like and subscribe the video, and I appreciate you for being here. Remember, in the US you have a lot more people than obviously in my little island, practically, in the UK. So yeah, now you just see the statistics. Let's also check about how many marriages have dead bedrooms, where they have no relations in the bedrooms. 25% to 40%. And now you have to also factor in that it's speculated that it's potentially 50 to 80%. So there we go. Now you'll probably be talking about relationships. Let's talk about relationships. What's the point in getting into a relationship when there's going to be no furtherance, right? There's going to be no continuation. What's the point in you sitting there with a woman and you're not even going to get married? There's so many times where you'll be with a girl, right, and she'll be like, oh, I'm not doing this unless you're married, right? Because the marriage shows the now your assets are tied. Now if you wanted to leave, you have to pay up. You have to. And we're just going through it logically. What they're trying to do is they're trying to take things from you. The court weaponizes you. It weaponizes your kids and your wife and uses it against you as the man, paying exorbitant amounts of child support. And it's unfair and it's unjust, but it's a business. And what you've got to remember, guys, remember this saying, guys, remember this. I appreciate you for being here. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember this saying, big money never comes clean. Now I'll say it again, big money never comes clean. Wherever you see that they're making big money, it never ever comes clean. The reason why is because behind that big money is a business of corruption. It doesn't matter how big it is, because in this world, to get big, you have to follow a certain path of morality, which is to conquer and destroy. And I talked about this on one of my live streams, which is in the archives, and I don't know if I'll be able to put it back up on YouTube, but it's privated. I'll probably put it back on the Patreon, so remember to subscribe down there and you'll see the exclusive uncensored content of Progress. And the reality is that at this point you can see all the statistics and you can see everything that adds up. Now in relationships, for example, I'll tell you a time when I was talking to a girl, right, and I could just, there'll be arguments, and I know a lot of guys would be like, okay, well, let's try and resolve this. I used to be like that. Let's try and resolve this. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about it. And then you start to find out that it doesn't work, and that it's just an arguments, and it gets stressful. And then after a while, you just, you're questioning her. You're like, well, are you speaking to this guy? Are you speaking to that guy? But then after a while, you're just like, oh, you just don't care. You just don't care if she's speaking to this guy or that guy, because you've had enough. And a lot of these guys now in marriages and relationships don't even care if their spouse is cheating, because they're just like, I've had enough. I don't care anymore, because you've had so many arguments. It's so stressful. It's so annoying. And it comes to a point where they'll sit there and be like, okay, well, they can't leave. That's another thing. They can't leave because they've tied so much assets to this one person, to the point where they can't leave, to this one woman or to these kids. And it costs a lot to raise kids. Now let me tell you the statistics on that. It costs around £220,000 to raise a kid. If you're in America, it's probably around 300, maybe $250,000 to $300,000. And then you're looking at the house mortgages here in the UK. Average price is about close to 200,000. Then you got to factor in how much it costs for a family of 4 or a family of 3 to have food. That's about, if you're for a family of 3, you're looking at probably maybe 600. For a family of 4, you're looking at probably 800. And you would have to, work and whatnot, a lot of hours, and it's a lot of stress. I'm just throwing statistics at you guys, and at this point, guys, listen, it's quite self-explanatory that it's not worth it. And that's the reason why people are staying single now. And I remember one time I told a guy, I was like, nah, I'm going to stay single for the rest of my life. And this guy questioned me and he said, oh, are you swinging for the other side? Right? So he asked me, are you swinging for the other side? And that's interesting. So you'll get shamed now for wanting to say that you'll stay single, even though it's the best option to choose. So guys, you know what I'm saying, you got to just really sit back and just think about what you want, right? What do you want? What do you want for your future? What do you want for your life? That's the whole point of my channel. I'm not here saying that you have to follow this. It's up to you whether you want to follow this. And everyone in their own life has done their own mess ups. Some guys in the mgtow and black pill space have have been divorced. Some of you guys have had kids and now you're on child support. Some that we can name, 300 a week, 400 a month, 500 a month, right? 700 a month. All these different child support payments that you may be making. And even my own in my own personal circumstances, I've seen how child support can affect a person. They really do chase you up on that, and they will make sure that you pay every single penny, and it's not worth it. The laws will never change. The reason why the laws will never change is because it's a business, and when businesses operate like the courts, they're out for your money. They're not out for you. And there's something that they have in court, which is like this person who represents, if it's in America, they have this person who represents for the best interest of the child, but in actuality the laws in the courts, I can only, the thing about what I'm trying to tell you guys is, listen, in the UK we can't see family court hearings. That's one thing that I can tell you, which is very corrupt. Here in the UK, we can't watch family court hearings, and no one here knows what the CMS do. If you don't know what the CMS is, it's the child maintenance service, sorry. And they go ahead and calculate child support and make sure you pay it, and they're they're like in America what you guys have with the family courts, but you can't watch the family courts. The only times that you can watch them is if you watch the US ones online. There's no real way to actually go in and see a family hearing in the UK, and that's when I was like, wow, we really don't know what goes on in the courts, and it's really big here in the UK as well. And yeah, it's crazy. The courts are very, very sly and subtle in the way that they operate. And the reason why they do that is because the more quiet they are, the easier that they can operate. It's $1 billion industry, damn near potentially $1 trillion, and they make a significant amount of money on men's downfall. So yeah, it's not worth it. And it doesn't matter whether you get married and you don't have kids either, because that just doesn't work out. And I will tell you guys, never ever speak to a married man about marriage. Don't do that. Speak to a divorced person. Speak to a man who's on child support, and they'll tell you the actual reality. And you'll start to see these coincidences with how and what they say. Right, they'll tell you that this is what happened after the divorce, this is what happened during their marriage, and then you'll start to be like, why is everything that happened in this guy's marriage happening in this guy's marriage? And then it's doing that continuously for the last 10 to 20 guys that you spoke to that have been divorced. Well, it's because they all end up in the same circumstances. At the end of the day, you cannot financially provide in a marriage. It's impossible. And guys need to give up on that and give up on that hope. There is no possibility that you will be able to financially remain stable within a marriage. The only financial stability that you can provide is by you financially providing for yourself, and that's it. So yeah, it's a big thing. And as men, when you're single, you can work a significant amount of time. You haven't got to worry about anyone else. You can, as I said in one of my other videos, you don't have to spend $800 a month on food, or damn near 600, right? You can just spend a couple hundred, and that will do you well. You can even be under 100. I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't, because there's some foods which you can eat which you will just get you through the day. So yeah, it's just one person that you have to look after, and that's yourself. I'm here for men's mental health. I'm here for you guys, and I appreciate you. Remember to like and subscribe the videos and get into that Patreon. You might as well subscribe, right? £5 a month. Just get down there. You hear the exclusive truth, and there's a lot that I talk about down there. Just have a look and you'll see all the different things I show on the internet with this, these incel attacks and these married men deleting their wives, and what else I go over? Women selling. I went over these different trends. I put up Gen Z is cooked recently, and the video which is exclusive of my first ever video which I've ever made, or one of the first ever videos I've ever made. And yeah, remember to check that out. and I appreciate you for coming out. It's been progress. And also get in that Discord. If you can't get into the Patreon, get in that Discord. It's free. It's free. Make an account, just get in. It's an active mgtow Black Pill space. Stay safe, it's been progress, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.